get
More
something
real.
a bit more real, and something that
So what, just talk about my experience with Carmen.
Yeah.
Well, basically, like, because I'm from the country, Wagga Wagga. So I grew up, was pretty straight. Well, super straight, actually. I mean, there was sort of no other way. Like, knew a couple of gay people, gay guys, but, like, one of them hung himself when he was about 15 or 16. Just
Okay.
couldn't cope, because it was just really homophobic city, and just backward in certain ways. But, so...
So you don't have much knowledge about, sexuality or whatever?
No, not really. Like, I grew up with the internet, which was good, because I could explore and find all these different things and whatnot.
I think this is what happened to the new generations.
Yeah, it helps a lot, like, especially, coming from the country where you don't have a local community, like a local scene. But,
So how did you get in touch with Carmen?
well, it was Kelly. I met Kelly when I was about 20.
You met Kelly, and
Yeah.
then from Kelly, you know Carmen.
Yeah, Carmen living downstairs, just this glowing personality, and, like, I'd see her once or twice out the window,
Okay.
from Kelly's, and just see this, like, lady just completely glammed up.
Yes.
Just every day.
Yes.
Like, way out makeup, big hair, big dresses,
Yeah.
and just...
A very colourful character.
Yeah, and like the thing is, she'd just be standing out the front, wandering around in the street, just being out and about and seen, and
Okay.
like, just being heard, being seen, having a chat to everyone, and not shying away at all. Because I mean, inner city is good, coming from the country, because you've got a bit of anonymity, but you've also like.
So
it's a
what
lot
is
more
your
open.
So what is your first thought that crossed your mind when you just see her?
Just like, wow, like it was just so glamorous but so out there. I mean, coming from the country, you'd never see something like that in
Yes.
the country. And like, if you're in the country, everyone will just be yelling freak or like, you
Yes,
just go, oh
yes,
my god,
yes,
look at that person, like
yes.
sniggering and whispering. And
Yeah, I think everyone when they see something first time is very unusual. They
yeah,
always
well, that's
look.
it. They're different, and so they
Yes.
sort of fear it or hate it or try and
Yeah.
crucify it in some way, just because it's different from the norm. And I found it really fascinating.
So
she was-
second time you saw her again.
Well, it's sort of all fading into one, because this is quite a few
Yeah,
years
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
But like sort of go outside, and I think Kelly introduced me to her one time, and or out the back in the car park or something.
So
and-
when you start to talk to her,
oh, she was just really, really open, like just, hey, how you doing? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so, and like was just willing to get to know you. And I just sort of met her, and Kelly sort of introduced me to her where I'm from, and she asked a few questions, and like seemed genuinely interested in my history and
Yeah.
where I was going, what I was doing. And I mean, I'd only met her like a couple of minutes before, and then the next time I see her, knows my name.
Yeah.
Asks
Oh my
a few
God, really?
questions. Yeah.
Oh,
And
so
I
she
mean-
got very good memory.
yeah, and I don't know, just must remember people. Like I've heard that, in the cross and whatnot, she'd know everything that was
Yeah,
going on.
exactly,
And apparently she
yeah.
just
So she
didn't
must-
forget her face, didn't forget her name.
Maybe she just have those what you call photographic memory,
Photographic memory, or it was
or just amazing.
just like the things that she found important and worth saving as
remembered,
information was, things that had to do with her surroundings and.
So
and
have you
community.
asked her for any advice?
Like have a chat, I'd sort of ask her about her experiences and whatnot, and that would, I guess, turn into advice for me. Because I mean,
Yes.
when I
Because
started
that-
to learn more about her and her story, it was just like, whoa, this girl is amazing. Like, she's done
Yeah.
so much, and she is who she is. Like, she's just this big, glamorous, amazing, bright personality, and like walk-in show basically, and very, very proud.
So when she tell you something, she is no biased, judgmental comment or whatever.
No, it was hard to think that she could be, because of how she looked and how she sort of, the air about herself. She's like, she was obviously proud of who she was, and so you wouldn't feel that she would judge you, if you know what I mean. Like
Yes.
Like she's just out and about doing her thing.
Yeah,
and very like just no reservations about
Yep.
talking to you or engaging in conversation. So it's
Yeah.
like you feel like you could tell her anything.
Yeah, good thing sometimes become older and wiser. You
Yeah.
know, like when you see someone a bit young and inexperienced, and when you
Yeah.
ask for advice, you actually can just tell them something and guide them through without giving judgment of what they do.
Yeah.
So this is how you feel?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I just meet her out the front every now and again. Like
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
walking out from Kelly's, going to the shops or whatever, heading around to meet someone, and just running into Carmen. And like every time she'd say hello. She, as I said, really friendly personality, just always up for a chat.
Okay.
And like you'd say hello, you'd end up in a 5 or 10 minute chat just about what's going on. Have you seen this? What's like this event here, going to that there. And it's just really, really friendly, happy person. But and then the occasional time I'd go up to the taxi club and catch up, and like she'd be there.
Yeah,
and
that's
just sit down and have a
where I
chat,
see
and
her
she'd
as well.
Yeah, and she'd introduce me to all the friends, and like, you know, it was a good way to meet people because, as I said, I'm a country boy, didn't really know anyone from the city, and quite different to a lot of the inner city people.
Yes,
so I
it's
think,
slightly
like,
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are quite judgmental about that, so I find it like,
Or,
you know, some...
do you know, maybe you think people think that way.
No, but like, I mean, like, you know, well, I'll go sort of out in the smoking area and start chatting to a few people. Some people like really, you know, open and
Yeah.
like are welcoming. Some people just, once they hear the accent or like, you know, the
Okay.
dialect, they sort of
Okay.
just shy away.
You mean the Aussie accents?
Yeah, and like, you know, I do swear a little bit more than others and whatnot, and
Okay.
that's just, I guess, the way I grew up. But
You're actually helping the Carmen Rupe float as well.
yeah,
This
well,
year.
I've sort of like been a part of it since the beginning, really.
At
Like,
beginning, okay.
Yeah, because Kelly's like really, really good friend of mine and mentor also. Like, sort of, I've known her since I was 20, or like known her virtually online since I was about 18.
Okay.
Like chatting and whatnot and a bit of advice. But then, yeah, after moving up here, became good friends and yeah, just really good friends.
What do you think of Carmen Rupe can be?
Or like the legacy.
Yeah,
What-
the legacy.
Well, like Kelly's got a grand vision and a really wholesome vision. And I mean, since the beginning, she's had this. And there's been times when it's looked like it's not going to be possible, just because there was quite a bit of not competition, but negativity towards the trust from certain groups.
Okay.
And so, like Kelly was ready
Conflict.
to give up, conflict from others that just had their own interests, and so yeah, we're fighting against the creation of the trust and whatnot.
Okay.
But,
so everyone have a different version what the trust
Yeah,
is
everyone
supposed to be.
different had a different agenda. Well, there are a
Okay.
few people anyway. Yeah, Kelly, like she's fought through, and like just in last week when you know the ABC did
Yes.
7:30 report.
Yes,
launch
isn't
went
it
through.
amazing?
Oh.
You know, I have to say that, you know, because when they tell me, you know, 7:30, I have to say, you know, that is a lot of credibility to give it to Carmen.
Yeah, well, that's it. They're like, yeah, as you said, they're a really distinguished reporting coverage
Yes,
sort of
yes.
crew. Like, I mean, if they're going to put a story on, it's actually worth listening to.
Yeah.
Real, genuine reporting. And so for them to do a report on the Carmen Rupe Trust, just for Kelly, it
Yeah.
was a major win, and she needed it too, because she's just been stressed, just working her ass off for the last year.
Yes, I know.
And just pushing water uphill. Like, for the majority of last year, most of the work wasn't actually going into the trust, it was going into defending what they were doing.
Okay.
And so it wasn't actually moving the trust forward, it was just trying to hold ground. Because there were so many people just spreading all this negativity, all these rumours, lies about, you know, Kelly's personal life and other things. And they were just trying to bring the trust down, and so Kelly's like fighting this battle, an uphill battle, which didn't seem to be going anywhere.
Yes.
But all to keep the name of her friend,
Okay.
like to maintain the great legacy.
So if I can give you 5 words to describe Kelly:
Passionate,
passionate,
strong,
strong,
very sensitive, which I've really seen in the last year,
Okay.
last few months especially. Integral.
integral.
She'll just through this, as I said, she's put so much of her time.
One more.
Brave.
Brave.
Really brave. I
Okay.
mean, she's prepared to go against the current, work
Okay.
against the tide, and she's, as I said, she's been doing this all year, and with not much support. Like, it started to come now that she's getting a bit more recognition and whatnot.
Yeah.
But at first, it was pretty much just herself and a couple of other very brave people too, who were willing to go against the major. Apparently, the trans community can be quite fickle and quite judgmental. And
Sometimes what I said, you know, is like, you know, you have to fight against your own family.
yeah.
You
And
know,
that-
yeah.
And that's what it's been, and they can be really savage. And I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
especially with Facebook, like, it's just so easy to, you know, spread all this propaganda.
Yes. With your understanding and your knowing of Kelly, you think, you know, Carmen Rupe Trust is in the right hand?
Yeah, I think, like, it's definitely. As I said, she just wants to get it up and going. She said to
Yeah.
me, it was around November last year, like, and she was, you know, down in the dumps. She was having a hard time because she was suffering. She suffered pneumonia a few years ago and has been suffering chronic fatigue, like leading up to Carmen's death, and
Yeah.
wasn't in a good state. And then Carmen passed away, and this trust was meant to
Yep.
get going, and then there are a few fragmentations that,
Yeah.
within the core
Hurdles, you
group
know,
at the
yeah.
beginning. And then so she sort of had to take it on herself and start defending what was meant to be happening,
Yes.
and like pushing it and protecting like Carmen's legacy, and she's
Yes.
done a lot. But she's just such an integral person.
Oh, yeah.
Like her friend Carmen, who was such a beautiful, great, innocent, helpful icon in the community, with this great name, and for that to just fade away into the abyss, Kelly couldn't have that happen. She just, like, as well as wanting to do this for the wider community and for the trans community to, like, progress, to help them into the future, it was also to protect her good friend's name and out of respect for her. Because, Carmen was just such an icon that you just couldn't let that disappear, waste away.
For all the good works you already done, and all the things that you already, put it down, for the next generation coming up to grab it.
She was a trailblazer, and like she's got a story that people will find helpful and insightful and inspiring for years and years to come. So it's a story that needs to be put out there
and told.
And, told and just like put in cement, just so it'll be around, eternalized.
You seem quite passionate about it. What triggered you feel that way?
I don't know, like sort of living next to her for a few years. Like, because it's I'd live up here every now and again. Cause I used to travel a whole lot, and I'd find myself in Sydney. And, just Carmen, just this person that would always sort of be popping in and out. You'd see her around and around, and she just had this aura. Like, I mean, she was just like nothing else or no one I'd ever met before. And just had this energy around her, and it like something you don't come by very often. So sad that she's gone, but it's so good that this trust is being created, and it feels so great to be a part of something so genuinely good. Just seeing what it's brought out in Kelly too, like, because I've known Kelly for a few years, but just the passion she's put into this, and then all the people that we've met through the trust. I think like just sort of reminded of this just in the last few days, helping out building the float and whatnot, and meeting all these different people from all around the country, people from New Zealand, people from everywhere. Like, they've all come together, drawn to Carmen, drawn to the memory of Carmen. And it's all these great people, like it just brings all these really friendly, happy, open people together. And just in the last few days, I've met all these great Polynesian drag queens, girls, guys. Like, it just, you say hello once and then you're pretty much like friends for life sort of thing.
Okay.
Like,
you feel like you're welcoming.
Yeah, and everyone that I've met through the trust is like that. Like, there's no judgment at all. Everyone's just there for the same reasons, just to honour Carmen and to do good for the community. And like, it was the same thing last year. Like, just met all these great people that I'm so glad to be a part of it, because like going back again, coming from the country, hard to sort of meet people that you can get along with well up here, especially in this area. It can be quite pretentious, but it's just, it's like...
I really want to say to Kelly, take it easy. I see her, she works so hard, You can get better if you can take care of yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think now she's succeeded in what she's done. And like what she was working to do. And she's really, really proud of that. And so she should be. But my message would be, like, good on you. Yeah, congratulations. You've done an amazing, amazing thing. And I'm truly inspired just by knowing you after seeing what you've worked your way through. And I think now you've succeeded. You've surpassed all expectation. Got so much praise from so many high places. It's time to take a break. Don't fully disconnect, obviously, but just be proud of what you've done and where you've ended up, and you should be so proud of yourself, because I certainly am, and as I said, inspired to know someone like yourself. And, you've certainly opened up my eyes. And
thank you, Kelly, and all the best.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly, very much. And good luck. We'll be talking to you soon.